listener production.
Welcome to Take a Hike podcast, a podcast that's going to be taking you through North Queensland's best parks and trails. Guiding us through the podcast today from the Townsville Bushwalking Club is Cherry Judge, Lewin Warnicky, and I'm Blair Woodcock. A little bit of a cheeky episode today. A bit later on, we're going to be talking about a wonderful trail that if you've ever driven to Charters Towers, you've probably seen the mountain, but it's probably one of those things that's just tempting you because it's all on private property. But we'll tell you which mountain exactly we're talking about and how you could potentially do it at one stage again with the Townsville Bushwalking Club, if Lewin's ever allowed to do it again. But we'll get into that real soon. Sherry, welcome back after a massive overseas adventure for you.
Oh, thank you. I'm back and ready for more adventures. The weather's still cool, so it's perfect.
Oh, this is amazing weather at the moment. Where did you go again? What did you get up to quickly?
I went to Philippines and I went to a little island called Coron, and we did a whole bunch of kayaking, a little bit of walking, and a lot of nothing.
Quick side question. Do you guys ever take a holiday with cocktails and poolside?
Yeah, we did all that.
Oh, you've done that too, right?
Yeah.
Cool. 2 in 1. Perfect. Lewin, I can't imagine you.
No, it's always outdoorsy, a mountain bike or a hike. Or
My wife kills me because even if we do go somewhere like that, I have the itinerary that's 24-hour planned anyway. So while there's a poolside right there, it's no, we're doing stuff the entire time. All right, let's get onto the trail side talk real soon. Ability to navigate using the old school, compass and map versus Gaia GPS or, All Trails or whatever you're using as an electronic GPS. Thoughts?
The learning curve on a electronic GPS is quite low, as in you can, nowadays they tell you the path.
That's right. You see how far you are off that red line.
But the danger there is if you are in a situation where your battery dies or, you've got heavy tree cover and your GPS unit's not able to pick up enough satellite information, then always knowing, I think having a paper map of the area you're walking in is always handy, and knowing how to read it is really handy to even give you a vague impression of where you are, so that if you're truly, so you can just get your bearings. I love GPS. I don't think it's going to, that's always been the go-to to actually find tracks, even with the Bushwalking Club. See, Lewin shares his tracks. I find it via, I basically follow the yellow brick road, really. But knowing how to get out of trouble is really, really important. Both, I think, with GPS and just knowing your terrain. Yeah. And that's where maps come in.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you're doing and your adventure and the style of adventure. If it's under rainforest canopy with very little contours, not too much terrain change, it's very hard with a map and compass to navigate. But that's where GPS comes in. And I don't follow GPS tracks of anybody's.
Oh, really?
Generally.
You follow the contours?
I just plan a route that I think is fun and follow contours or creeks or whatever it is. But something that I always go back to is this book called How to Navigate, The Art of Navigation Without a Map or Compass. And it resonates with me because it talks about looking at your surroundings as you're walking through them and identifying a rock or a tree, and then your way back just by paying attention. And you don't always need a map or a GPS or anything like that. For instance, like Hinchbrook Island, if you're going to Mount Bowen, you know roughly which bay to start on. You go up that creek, Wallarilla Creek. You just stay in the main creek, and then up on the ridge. Well, I never found it too difficult. I used to do that a lot, just walk out in the bush without any map or compass.
But you'll be surprised how many people are, especially I think now with so many more people being outdoors. I think it is really
and All Trails,
interesting.
Yeah, with the GPS files that you talked about, that makes it more accessible to go to these remote places. For big trips, I always love to keep a map with me, just because your GPS might die or you drop it or whatever. And it's always good to have a reference, or having somebody else have a phone that you can use as a backup as well.
Yes. It's interesting how many people don't know what they're reading, even when they have All Trails. The map tells them where they are, but they actually don't really recognize where they are based on their
Yeah,
surroundings. They can't read it.
Read the map and knowing what the contours mean and what a spur is and what a creek or an intermittent stream or ridgeline.
Yes.
So knowing all these parts of a map is very helpful as well, and gaining experience in each part of like walking up a ridgeline as opposed to a creek gives you an idea of what it would be like in that environment.
So can you guys use a compass and a map?
I can in theory, but you always fall back on GPS as first reference. I think with map and compass, it's something you need to practice
Big time.
constantly.
Yeah.
So I'll be able to get us out of trouble.
All right. So you would be happy to go out though without a compass? I'm not Lewin. You're just happy to
without a
walk.
GPS.
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but without a GPS and a compass though, in particularly. Lewin, you're just happy to walk anywhere.
Yeah, I would be happy to. Depends on like how big the trip is. If it's multi-day, probably not. But like if I'm going up to Godwin's and then back down, I've got the map in my head.
Yeah.
And you know the layout. If you just go this direction, you're going back to the highway.
Yeah.
Whereas, see, I'm not that confident. So I need that moral support.
But when you go out to do that, you'd be taking a GPS instead of a compass. You wouldn't take a map.
No, I hardly ever do. But I have maps on my phone as copies. But yeah, I always hope I don't have to use it.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess you just always have to be aware and prepared.
Yes.
Not unfortunately, but it's that old stupid saying, right?
Yes.
Always be prepared. But it's true. Whether you're going and you know how long you're going to be using your phone for, how intensely you're going to be using your phone for its battery life capacity, and where you're
Definitely.
going in terms of its overhead coverage
Yes.
to stop any satellite coverage from affecting it.
I honestly think regaining the art of map and compass, like it's an adult treasure hunt essentially, is a really good
It's just always
practice.
shit treasure though. It's never good.
Yeah, orienteering and regaining.
Yeah.
There's the orienteering club that we
and
have.
we have an orienteering club here in Townsville that does those kind of things. So it's always probably a good idea to go and practice with them.
It is interesting, but one last point, even on the GPS, the electronic GPS, is if you've got it mapped out and you've got the contoured map on your phone and you've got your bloody red line there mapping exactly where you want to go, I've seen people who still don't even know how to position their phone to get it in the right area to actually line up the real geography with their phone to know where their line should be. It's ridiculous. Those people shouldn't be out there.
That's one thing I never do. I know like all these other adventure races, they rotate the map around and stuff. It just, I always face north, have the map facing north, and it doesn't matter my orientation. My brain can just like switch the map around. Yeah. The reason why I like to just have it facing north in front of me is the hill shading on the maps. If you rotate the map around, sometimes the hill shading can make it look like a valley, and it just kind of confuses me sometimes. So I always have it north facing in front.
Do what works. All right, talking about off-trail kind of stuff, this is the hike that the Bushwalking Club did the other week that you were lucky enough to lead, Lorne. I was on it as well, Mount Flagstone. So Mount Flagstone's on the other side of the dam.
The Ross River Dam.
Yeah, on the way to Charters Towers. You can see it on your right.
Yeah, so it's part of Mingala State Forest before you get to the Mingala Range.
And it's on private property to access it from the face of it, correct?
Yeah. So we access it through private property. I'm pretty sure the whole state forest is surrounded by private property, so you can't really access the area without permission from anyone. So
it's a beautiful walk, though.
Yeah, it's a beautiful landscape.
Is it shady?
It's more bushland type. So
lots of spear grass.
Lots of spear grass, a lot of like lantana pests like that. There was even like a prickly pear that we saw.
Yeah. Cactus up the top. Yeah, that's all on the way. Not far though. What is it? It's a 5K round trip.
Yeah, we took a longer trip than needed probably, just because I like doing a circuit. But I mean, Wilfred, who came with us as well, he wanted to go up the main face and zigzag up. So that might be another route for the future.
How long did it take?
It was a long walk.
We had lots of breaks.
It was a long walk for the distance.
Okay.
It was 6 hours, I think we took, didn't it?
Yeah.
Wow.
About half a day.
Yeah. It was, yeah. But it was steep coming on the way down at parts.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so the Mount Flagstone's kind of surrounded by a rocky cliff, looking like a bit of a castle.
It was, it was pretty interesting. But you were telling us up the top where they actually knocked down trees. Yeah,
so you can see it on all those different summits in that state forest, Mingala State Forest, but you can see it in other areas around Townsville as well, where they cut down the ironbarks Mount Paloma on Magnetic Island, for example, you can see chainsaw or handsaw marks where they've cut down the ironbarks, and they're still standing. Like the ironbarks are obviously dead, but then you can also see the trig point. Like sometimes there's a metal or like a circular disc of rusty iron on the ground. And those were used for navigation back in the day, I'm led to believe. So, yeah, that's how they built them.
It's interesting.
Wow.
It's one of those walks that you're never going to see again, probably unless you go with the Townsville Bushwalking Club, to be honest. So if you want to find out more information about that, townsvillebushwalkingclub.com is where you can go. Or I'm sure you can have a look at more stories at Wonder Stories on Instagram or on the internet as well. What are you guys up to this weekend, apart from the navigation course?
Apart from the navigation course, well, there's the Magnetic Island swim, Townsville to Maggie Island swim.
Is that this weekend?
No, it's the qualifier.
Oh, okay, right.
So my daughter is doing it, and so we are going to go support her or get her prepped anyway.
Where's the qualifying happen between Maggie and
Strand? Yeah,
on the Strand, right?
Yeah.
Cool, makes sense.
So it's going to be fun. I'm just going there for coffee.
That's like a great deal. And you're doing another waterfall adventure.
Yeah, going up to Port Douglas to explore around there, and on the way back, going to Henrietta camping area on the Palmerston, and going to go for an off-track hike there.
Oh, beautiful. I'm hitting the pavement again up at Mount Stewart, so if you're heading up there Sunday morning, please don't hit me.
Every time I've been to Henrietta Creek campground, I've seen a cassowary, so hopefully you see one too.
In the distance.
Yeah. There's one, I think, who's quite used to campers. I mean, obviously no one goes close to him, but he's hanging around. I think he knows that they leave stuff behind.
Absolutely, for sure he would. Well, whatever you guys are doing out on the trails this weekend, please stay safe and have fun, and we'll catch you next time.
Happy hiking.
Happy hiking.